Yo, what's up, folks? Welcome back to another episode of Bass Ninja. In this video, guys, I've got a few clips of you guys, of course, catching some fish and those kind of things. Before we get into that, I want to tell you a little bit and give you an update on how fishing has been for me here recently. I've been out quite a few times fishing some different spots that I like, some spots that have produced for me previously. The fishing has just not been good. There's been a lot of storming and stuff like that, also like some heat waves and things blowing through Georgia, and so getting bites has been really tough. The fishing days have been really tough. I'm going out 8-10 hour trips in some of these different spots, and maybe I'm getting like 1 or 2 bites all day. And so this heat and how the weather is changing really seems to be affecting the fish. And so before I show you the videos of the few that we did catch, I want to show you guys some of the baits that I've been using that have still been working for me and the techniques that have been working for me, even with this crazy heat wave that we've been going on. So hopefully you guys can get on some bites too if you've been struggling like I am. So let's jump into it. First one, the most loyal and one you guys are probably well familiar with, and that's just this Wacky rig worm. I've got it on a 1/8 ounce with those little protectors there for our hook. This is in a Mardi Gras color. Any kind of green pumpkin and worm colors in general, honestly, I feel like a worm's a worm. In my eyes, at least. You can change it out based on the water you're fishing, of course, but that Wacky worm is always going to put in work. I've probably caught the most fish on this out of any lure ever. It's probably the same for you guys. The general problem with it is most of the time you're going to get little aggressive fish that are going to go for that little small bass that aren't necessarily going to bring you that big size, but at least they're bites. So I got some, obviously that are smaller, dinks, those kind of things, a couple of decent ones too. But for the most part, even if it's super hot, sweltering heat all day, I've at least managed to get a bite, even in a day of fishing, on the Wacky worm. Let's go and move on to some moving baits that I've been using. So one of the ones you're going to see in this video, and one that's a really interesting bait, is this right here. This is a Renoski. This bait is not made anymore, it's discontinued. I got this size and one smaller size from one of my buddies. Shout out to him. It's a really interesting bait there. You can see it's kind of a weird mix between a swim bait and like a rooster tail. It's got that spinner on the front and this floating treble hook that's right here. So this treble hook, you can actually grab the swim bait part of it and move that up and pull this treble hook back. So as the fish swims, this treble is going to rotate. It's a really lightweight lure, so it needs to be thrown on lighter pound test. Again, this is a discontinued lure, so you might not find them anymore, but I did catch one on this, and I think that this blend kind of between the swim bait style, maybe a shad colored fish, those kind of things with the spin was just good. So that's one of the ones that we got on in this video. A little close up for you guys. Super interesting lure though, so I wanted to show you guys that. Let's move on to some more consistent baits. All right, so next, one of the things that I've been doing, especially on the really tough days, you guys have seen this in my videos before, you're gonna see one in this video too, is as I'm patrolling different spots on these lakes, if I'm not getting any bites, I have been trolling different kind of baits behind me on my boat. And I know what you're thinking, right? Oh, trolling, like that's cheating at fishing, whatever. You might think that, but really, whenever you're out fishing, you should look at those times when you're not catching fish as a learning opportunity. So for me, if I'm trolling something like this little shad square bill or something like that right here, and I'm trolling that behind me and I get a ripped on that shad swim bait, or on the shad crankbait rather, then that's a good sign for me, right? That's telling me these fish are keyed in on, shad colored baits and the square bill, the action, right? The speed that's going behind my boat. Obviously, if you're trolling on a kayak with no motor, that bait's not gonna go extremely fast as you're paddling through. So I take that as a sign for me that I might be in the right area for the right bait that I'm using, and that fish are keyed in on that bait. So that's one, that's a square bill right now. And then we also have this other style, which is a little bit deeper diving. It's not quite a square bill, but it's gonna go a little bit more. I've gotten bit on this trolling on the regular as well. So just a general shad color is great. You're on the lake, you haven't gotten any bites, friggin' sling that thing behind you if you're not in danger of obviously people behind you snagging up your line, those kind of things, and just troll that bait along and see if you can get any bites and what areas that you're getting them in. It's a really great indicator of what's going on in that water, so highly recommend keeping one of those crankbaits tied on at all times. All right, and the last one I'm going to recommend for you guys is any type of rattle trap or lipless crankbait. I love these because you can cast them a freaking mile and you can cover tons of water all at once. You can make that create good, nice action, got that good shake, loud and proud too, whereas the square bill is a little bit quieter, but the action is still fast. This one you can actually get out there. Most of these are, a little heavier lure too, so I can throw that out and let it sink down, maybe 20 feet or so if I'm in 30 foot of water or whatever, right? And then start burning it back to myself, whatever way you want to fish it. But I really like these traps, especially on those tough days, because you can throw it up and get it in shallow and rip it back to yourself. You can go out and sink it deep and try to get on some of those bites too. And so this is something that I go to often just because it's a confidence bait for me. I've seen a lot of success with it. And you can cover tons of water, which on days when you're fishing is really tough and you're not sure what the bite's on, covering water is one of the best things that you can do, in my opinion. So that pretty much wraps it up for the baits that I wanted to talk to you guys about. In the video, you're gonna see me using a couple different ones. We catch a few on the Senko, catch one trolling on the crankbait, just like I showed a second ago, and we get one on that Renoski too. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. I'm gonna keep on fishing, like I always say. Just continuing to fish is the only thing that you can do when you're not catching stuff otherwise, right? And it can be frustrating, especially when you're not seeing the numbers and size. I've definitely felt that way myself too, with some of the ways that I've been fishing recently. It's super frustrating to go out, invest a bunch of time, put a lot of thought into what you're doing, right? But as I said before, all of these things when we go out and fish are learning opportunities. We can't predict the weather. We can't predict, all these different things, especially if you're going out like myself. You're not using any electronics, no live scope, nothing like that. Just purely going off what you see, what the baits are, the conditions, those kind of things. All of it is learning experience, and they're going to make you a better fisherman. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and if you've been rocking with me for a while, you already know you're in the right place. Let's go get on some big old pigs. Yo, how's it going, folks? We are out here. It's about 6 a.m. We're out here at Hickory Log Creek, and we're just about to throw the boat in. This week's been the first week of nearly 100-degree weather here in Georgia, and so it's just miserable during the day, super hot. So morning fishing season is officially here, and we're gonna try it out. I've never been here before in the morning. I don't fish in the morning often in general, just because I usually don't like to get up, but I want to get on some good ones today. So thank you guys for coming along. Leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new. Let's go get on some big old pigs. All right, let's do it, y'all. Hopefully you guys can see. It's kind of dark out still. Just pulled off the ramp. I think I'm just gonna throw a few around here. Like I said, I haven't done a ton of morning fishing. I'll show you guys what I got tied on. Yeah, probably better if I show you in the light, but this is a Renoski. As you can kind of see, it's got a little swimmer on there and a treble and a little spinner on the front. And I also have a little bullet weight right on the top of it, just because it's a really light lure. I don't want to get some cast on it. I had to ditch my hoodie already. It's getting humid out here quick. Yep. Ooh. Damn, okay, baby. He crushed it on the Renoski. Okay. I was just about to complain because this thing wasn't swimming how I wanted to, but all right. It's a good fish, you guys. Nice one to start us off with this morning. Probably about 1.5 pounds or so. Real pretty. Heck yeah, what an awesome start to the day. Thank you, my friend. Let's go. He smacked that thing. All right, well. Top water wasn't really a hit today, but man, he crushed that thing. He wanted that bad. Show you guys one more time. It's that Renoski. These are not made anymore, to my knowledge. This particular baits. Buddy gave me a couple of them. So shout out to him. Looks like his investment And our ninja activities paid off. Yep, big brown bunny, boys. Come on up, bro. Haven't seen him yet, so I don't know what we're talking about here. Yeah, dude. Little guy. Number 2 though. Sick. I want you guys to look at this absolute insanity right here. Look at this. What is happening? There's bass olive in here too. Man, just since I've been out here today, guys, I've just seen all sorts of activity and craziness right here by the dock. We always catch fish here, so I'm just gonna chill here for a little second, throw a couple up against these toolies, see if we can get skunk out of the way nice and early. I will say though, tons and tons of fish around here this morning. It's been pretty insane. Not sure exactly what's going on, why they're so pushed up like this, but man, hundreds of bluegill like that. I've never seen something like that. That was really cool. There we go, boys. First one of the day. Ooh, he's a fighter. Yes, sir. There you go, boys and girls. Number 1 on the day. Thank you, sir. Here's to a great day of fishing, boys. Thanks for watching. God bless. Oh yeah, watched him do it. I think he's a little guy, but we will take him. Yep. Look at that little squirt. He's barely big enough to eat it. Thanks, dude. All right, boys, that's it for this one. Like I said, it's been tough fishing. Tough to get on some good size, everything in general, but I'm not giving up yet. I'll be back real soon with some more videos for you guys. Hopefully we can get on some more and the fishing will get a little bit better. Either way, I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, and hit the notification bell so you never miss any videos from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Catch you in the next one.